Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about a webtoon that I just found online, Webtoons Discover, and I have to say it's pretty good so far from what I've read. The name of the webtoon is called Outside the Box, which was featured on their website quite recently, along with Unordinary's return back to fame and a few other simple things. Based on the artwork of the ad for Outside the Box, I was quite intrigued to read it, and once I read it, it got me hooked right away. If you're looking for something new, whether it be in a manga or a manhwa or a webcomic, I definitely recommend this to you. Now, it is another romance story, which we do have a lot of nowadays, but I assure you that that doesn't separate it from being unique and quite interesting to read. The story follows two characters. One is named Lee Eun-mi, who has everything. She's beautiful, she's rich, and she's intelligent, and she's looking to be married. But her marriage prospect, Hyun-jung, does not like her at all. In fact, he hates her. This starts a complex love quadrangle between the two characters and other characters that are revealed later in the webtoon. What captivates me about this webtoon and why I'm doing a video about it is the art style. The art style is quite amazing, but also it's pretty interesting at the same time. And when I mean the art style, I really want to focus more on the characters and how they're developed. I really like how the characters are drawn because the character designs of these characters fit their personalities. The author has done a really good job in capturing the personalities and the attitudes of these characters within his art style. And trust me, that is something that a lot of artists have difficulty in mastering. So the fact that this author is able to do this so well is already a point up for him to why you should read this webtoon. Now, I don't want to take away from the fact that this webtoon looks absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, but just the fact that it's able to translate the personality and the traits of these characters so well is just another plus to why this webtoon is on Discover. So right off the bat that the author puts a lot of work and consideration into their work, which is why the art style looks so defined to this author, but also it just looks so refined and fresh. And again, this is really hard to do. So the fact that a new author has able to do it at such a high level, again, is pretty commendable and very respectable. So back to the character design and how does it help to define the personality of these characters. Let's take a look at Lee Eun-mi. She's a very beautiful, a very intelligent young lady, but the way she's drawn, it seems like she has some other dark sides to her that we have yet to see. But I will get more to her personality a little bit later in this video. Her character design kind of drives her as this passionate, aggressive woman, and again, that's something that I can infer, not even really knowing the webtoon as much, but just by off how she's drawn and how she interacts with the characters of the series. But I think Hyun-jung's character design and just his character overall is very interesting to me because he seems like a very weak and feeble-minded character, and then later he is this very cunning and very confident and maybe even aggressive character as he shows when he interacts with Lee Eun-mi. And again, I think what really helps them is how these characters are drawn, because it really helps them define their character and define the places that they are growing in. But again, this webtoon wouldn't be as amazing if it wasn't for the story. Now, the story really intrigued me from the very first panel that I read of this webtoon. The story follows its normal trend where we as the readers must identify the pieces of what's going on before it's revealed to us, which is good. But it was really just the characters and how they really interacted with each other that really intrigued me moreover than just the overall plot. I feel that the hardest thing to do when you're writing a story or even when you're animating is to have these battles of the mind rather than the battles of the body. I feel like the battle of the mind is a lot harder to execute than the battle of the body because it's just really hard to execute on paper or on whatever device. these simple mind games and this cunning wit that is very easy to just see in real life. That's why certain shows like Log Horizon and the Monogatari series do so well, because they have mastered this execution of the battle of the mind. With both of these shows I just said, there's a lot of mind games, there's a lot of wit, there's a lot of satire, there's a lot of hidden things that are under the surface, which you see normally in real life. But again, it's really hard to communicate this, I feel like, in a media such as either maybe TV or maybe a book, and these two do it so well. And Outside the Box really had that in the beginning of their webtoon, and it really intrigued me very much. The only bad thing about this webtoon so far to me right now is just the pacing of the chapters that we get. The author admits himself that he draws so much that he has to narrow it down, which already is enough to me that the author puts a lot of love and consideration and passion when he makes his panels. But because of that, we only get an upload, I think, every 10 to 15 days. The webtoon has been going on since 2016, and it's only have 33, maybe 34 chapters at the recording of this video. This is kind of okay, because what Outside the Box does better than The Gamer, as in, though we wait longer for the chapters to be uploaded, they're long enough so that the wait is already satisfiable. I would like to see more frequency in this webtoon, especially one as well driven as this one, but I can understand if the author wants to take his time to make better and better chapters. Outside the Box is available online webtoon, and if you want to read it, I will send you a link in the description below. If this video was helpful for you, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe to be updated on more webtoon content or reviews for whatever I make. With that being said, I thank you for watching and have a good night.